Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. I'm not going to film it. There's my little friendly Robin come to say hello. Very tame. Or can I zoom in? Can I see what the hell I'm doing here? No. One friendly Robin, who's now right under my feet. With a zoomed in camera I can't film him anymore. He's just too tame, that one. Well, I don't think it is tame, it's fearless. Anyway, back to what I'm filming. I'm going to have a go at clearing this up now. I have a narrow window of what's called blue sky before the rains come. We've got continuous bands of rain coming in, so I've got a window for a while, which may run out before I've done the job, I don't know. If I get time, I might have a hack at that second bush, because I don't think that's quite such a big deal as that one. And the idea is to get this lot bagged up, including the heavy duty stuff, which means the saw, not the pruners. And if I'm still in the mood, and see what I mean? It's just totally fearless, takes no notice of me at all. If I'm still in the mood and I've got the time and the inkling, I'm going to have a go at sawing all that up into small pieces to go into bags. Because the original theory was to just throw it in the car like that, which I could do, but at the other end it's going to be clumsy dealing with it, and the people in the tip might object to such large pieces going into their green waste area, so I'd rather not risk it. Anyway, goodbye from me, and goodbye from the little Robin. Totally fearless. Either that or semi-blind. Could be both, I suppose. But he's always here, he or she, she or it. Yeah. Always around. Oh, there's two. There's one on the fence now as well. So it is a pair. See, if I had suitable nest sites, they'd probably nest in the garden. But unfortunately, with cats, that's not a good idea. Simply because when the youngsters come out of the nest, they don't know what a cat is. And they don't realise that they can get caught and eaten quite easily because they haven't got the mobility that the adults have got. Anyway, I shall crack on and see how far I get. All good stuff. Well, my little window of opportunity didn't flipping last long. The rain came and the winds got up. It was uncomfortable even before the rain started, so I packed up very quickly before getting wet. And I mean, the amount I've done is hardly noticeable from here because this pile at the front's still there. But if you look, all the stuff around the back's gone, so I have cleared up an amount before it started to rain. And on the subject of rain, now that it's started raining, the gutter will fill up and the drip will start. And somebody's come up with a brilliant idea, because lots of people have suggested putting something up there to dull the sound, but one person suggested putting a piece of paver up there, so basically like a slab of stone. That way the sound can't transmit through to the roof, and being a piece of stone like a paving slab or something, doesn't have to be huge, it just has to be big enough to catch the drip where it lands. Being a piece of stone, the wind won't blow it away. So providing it doesn't slide off because of the angle, which I will try, but first of all I need enough rain to get the gutter to drip so that I can see exactly where it is, because you can't tell otherwise, it has to be dripping. So that's the rain thing. Do without it, it's just, you know, we've just got continuous bands of rain coming over every day for the foreseeable future at the moment, and this morning was the only sort of bit in the weather forecast where it said it would be bright and sunny for a while, which it was, fair enough. Right, so that'll have to do for today, quite honestly. I haven't had a new bloom for some considerable time. Well, that's just how it is, that's the time of year, but we do have one nearly. At long last, this that's Dendrobium infundibulum, and that's going to be open soon. These are good sized blooms, and I've only ever had two at once, and this cane has already bloomed. You can see where the blooms have already been, and this is last year's cane, finished growing now. That hasn't bloomed yet, so that will be the next one to bloom. When, I don't know. But what I also noticed is this old cane down here has got a bud on it. So, you know, the expression "can bloom from old canes" really sort of, you know, that is an old cane, that one's leafless. There we go, so we have got something coming along. And then as far as other buds are concerned, we've got this spike up here. That one's not open yet. It's not much of a spike, I must admit, but, you know. And the blooms are going to be like these, very similar, I believe. And then we've got, this is another Sharry baby up here. That'll be the same as the one I've got, it's the same plant, it was a division. And we've still got those two spikes on the Laelia anceps to actually deal with. But that's it, there aren't any other buds anywhere, not really. I mean, I could count my Nobile. My Nobile prima donna's got, well, 2 buds on it that I can see so far. But again, that's on an old cane, you know, that's quite honestly, those buds would be classed as early, because the buds would normally form on Nobiles around, well, February into March, that sort of time. It goes with the day lengths when they sort of wake up, you know, and sort of get going again. We will get buds forming on the resting dendrobiums, things like this. These will get buds, this will get buds, except for we won't see them because that's going to Carol. I think that's Comet King. Oh no, that's Tortilla, that's not going to Carol. That's one of my species restlers. But the 2 good canes that grew last year, you know, they should bloom okay. So, you know, that's okay. It has bloomed before. So there will be things to come. This one, it's a sort of Latoria type. That hasn't bloomed yet. That's managed to stay fine all through these cold temperatures. So some things are doing okay, you know. And there's some buds over here as well. There's 2 spikes coming there and another spike in the background there. So there are some things to come. And there are things that I know will get buds and bloom over the next few months. They're not yet, but they will do. You know, they're predictable, should we say. So there we go. And now we've got another big thank you to do, because when I got up this morning, seems to be, it's worth getting up at the moment. Another person has donated a large amount of money. And guess what? I mean, this is a sort of coincidence. You couldn't plan for this. It's another Tom. So that's 2 Toms in a row. I mean, is this some sort of conspiracy of the Toms all gathered together? Anyway, big thank you. That payment came direct into my PayPal account, which is, I'm still wondering a little bit about that. How on earth did you get that email address? But nonetheless, it's been used for a very useful thing. So another big thank you for another Tom. Absolutely brilliant. And I can relatively safely say, although I can't say exactly, because I don't know how much extra these changes are going to cost in the energy usage. I don't know. It's not that predictable. And I'll have to wait till I get my next bill, which is, I think they bill towards the end of February. And then I'll have to have a look and see, you know, how much the usage has gone up, basically. Better sit down before I have a look at that. I was going to say open that letter, but I don't get letters, I get emails. Anyway, another big thank you, and I can relatively safely say that those 2 donations between them are going to cover the increase in electricity probably for a fair bit up towards spring. So, you know, my worries about the additional cost for this winter towards the end of, with the changes, have really been alleviated. So that's absolutely wonderful. So I haven't got to start worrying again till we get to autumn and we start getting to that period. But I've got a saving it's indirect because it's not noticeable. But compared with the other place, okay, the energy prices were a lot cheaper at the other place, but at the other place, I used to use an awful lot of energy in the summer because I had 2 big circulating fans, an inlet and an outlet fan on the go a lot of the time, certainly whenever the sun was out, they were on the go all day. And a humidifier, all firing off for as much as 12 hours a day. That was a lot of usage. Now I won't have that this summer. I haven't got the need. I will have a circulating fan and the humidifier. That's all I'll need. And you know, the humidifier will only come on really when the humidity gets a bit too high, a bit too low, and the circulating fan will distribute that humidity around. And the circulating fan is probably not going to be on 24/7. I haven't made my mind up yet. But I'm not going to bring out the fan that I used to have for air circulation, because it produces an airflow that's narrow and fast. And that's not what I want. I want a gentle distribution of the air. So I'm going to use the big one that's attached to the heater at the moment. So all I will do is up the thermostat to sort of like 40 degrees so that it's calling for heat. And that will put the circulating fan on, and it would put the heater on, but I can just manually turn that off. So it'll just keep the fan on. I may keep it going 24/7. I don't know yet. We shall see. That's in the future. That's April into May, that sort of time. But anyway, thanks a bunch for the 2 donations, the 2 Toms, the Tom twins. And it's greatly appreciated, and quite honestly has probably paid for the additional costs for the rest of this winter, or certainly made a big dent in it, if not all of it. That will remain to be seen. Right, that will do for today, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.